Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I'm thinking about what it must have been like for Adam and Eve to be in the garden, living as they had been given to live, and for a snake, a spirit, a devil, whatever you want to call it, comes and entices Eve to go contrary to the way they had been going. And she goes back and get her old man to do the same thing. And you know, a lot of times it seems like that can be a confusing little situation right there. But if you think about it, it's really not. It's the same kind of story that parents have always gone through. If God told Adam and Eve, maybe he didn't tell them anything except this world is yours. Anything you want to, everything is fine. Just don't do this. One little thing, don't do. Just one little thing, don't do. And what was it really about not biting off the apple, or was it just obedience? I think it's about obedience. Now, you who are parents, you would tell your kids how to, when they're growing up, you tell them things to do. You wouldn't tell them to do stuff that was endangering them. You tell them good stuff, things that come back with a positive effect. And this is how you teach them how to live, by teaching them that positive stuff. Forget that negative stuff, but teaching the positive stuff. But you know, it never fails, no matter what you tell them and how you try to tell them. As soon as they get big enough to get out of their house and start going other places, there's always another voice saying, don't do that, you can do this too. And now you had your parents telling you all the time the proper way to handle yourself. This is what God was telling Adam and Eve. Mom and dad telling you how to handle yourself. And all of a sudden, here comes somebody who'll say, you can do this. Now let me give you an example. Mama says to the girls, do not have sex until you've grown out of this house, married, anything like that. They don't tell the boys that too much, but some parents tell the boys, do not be out of having sex. You got a girl pregnant, you got responsibilities, you got obligations. Some parents just tell the boys to keep an umbrella on. Anything. But the whole message is that when they leave the home, somebody tell them something different. What about the parents who tell their kids, do not indulge in sexual promiscuity? And then somebody else says, oh, they just telling your child. They just saying that. They saying that because they know if you have sex, they're going to be so good you'll never want to stop. You can have sex with men, with women, with animals, with anything that you can put on that got a hold. They will tell you that if you're a boy, or anything that's, if you're a girl, anything. So it's the same old story. So you go out and you try to do some of those other things that people now have told us that you can do. And some of it is okay, some of it is bite your hand or slap you side the face. That's the way it is when you're not following the right path. This is what God told the children in the garden. Some sucker came around and told them, no, you don't have to do that. And so you went out and you started sleeping with animals and sleeping with each other and all this kind of stuff. And all of the consequences of that came back on the people, to them and to their progeny. So what do we say? God loves you just like a parent. You know your parents loved you, except even those who were in poverty, who couldn't feed you right, who couldn't care for you right, who put you up in shelters, who put you up for adoption. Even they were trying to give something better than what they could produce at the time. And so this is a form of life. So don't be panicking. You listened to somebody else and you went off on the wrong track, and now that lie has come up to a point where it's trying to come back and destroy billions of you. But you don't have to believe that it's going to win. All you got to do is change. Go back to your home training. Go back to what your parents taught you. Go back to what God taught you, and we will beat this devil every time. Bye-bye.